Officeworks, we know parents want to dedicate more time to their child's development. The new Learn and Grow range helps combine your kids' playtime with exciting new ways to learn and grow. And with thousands of quality educational tools from brands like Play-Doh, Crayola and Kidding, Officeworks has everything you need to make at-home learning easy and fun. Shop our full range at officeworks.com.au/learn and grow. Officeworks, helping you make bigger things happen.
Harvey Norman Mega Rug Clearance Sale on now. Save big with a mega 30 to 60% off all rugs in stock. Latest designs, textures and styles all on sale. 30 to 60% off Mega Rug Clearance on now. Only at Harvey Norman, your rug specialists. Come on, here I am.
What? It's home. Barry, check the fuse box. Come on, Barry. Here's the whole thing.
Here we go. Yes.
You don't need Australia's best network until you do.
Polaris Ranger Diesel MY18 run-out sale is on now. Save a massive $3,000 right now. Yes, that's right, a $3,000 saving. The Ranger Diesel Heavy Duty features an engine braking system with active descent control, on-demand true all-wheel drive, electronic power steering, a massive 907kg towing capacity, Versatrack turf mode, Donaldson air filter and plenty more. For only $18,995, don't miss out. Contact your local Polaris dealer today to grab a bargain. Polaris, hardest working, smoothest riding.
Felix, my ribbon. You clever cat. You want your doubly delicious.
2 irresistible flavours in 1 delicious meal. Felix, as good as it looks, doubly delicious. Double the flavour, double the taste.
Fred, I need you to come work on that speech with me right now.
Oh, God.
She's the Secretary of State.
I like him. Why?
Ouch.
Do you think that'll go viral?
This is the news.
Long shot. Instruments made too.
Harvey Norman Mega Rug Clearance Sale on now. Save big with a mega 30 to 60% off all rugs in stock. Latest designs, textures and styles all on sale. 30 to 60% off Mega Rug Clearance on now. Only at Harvey Norman, your rug specialists.
Autumn River, talk to me. Where we headed now? Autumn River, I'm in love, 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 love. All because of you. Autumn River, like a diamond.
There's an unprecedented security crackdown underway in Gallipoli in preparation for the Anzac Day dawn service. Tomorrow marks 104 years since Allied troops landed on the Turkish peninsula, the beginning of a disastrous campaign which would claim 10,000 Australian and New Zealand lives and forge the Anzac spirit.
Dawn at Anzac Cove. Serene and surreal. The rising sun evoking the legend passed down through generations. Leading aircraftsman Michael Fraser stands on the beach where his great-uncle landed in 1915.
To think of the horror and things that the men here had to endure so far away from home, it's hard to imagine, really.
His bugle call will echo across the peninsula at tomorrow's commemoration.
I feel very honoured and lucky to have this opportunity to play the last post for him and all his comrades.
8,000 Australians were killed here in a brutal 8-month campaign. The Allied plan was to knock Turkey out of the Great War, but it failed.
What we remember is the men hanging on in impossible circumstances, and that was the achievement, that was the victory.
This year, security has been beefed up, with Turkish nationals, including tour operators and drivers, banned from the commemoration site for the first time. A move by Turkish authorities after President Erdogan made inflammatory comments in the wake of the Christchurch terror attack. But crowd numbers haven't been affected. Nowhere else can you walk through untouched history like this.
Even after 104 years, this landscape is still revealing fresh wartime secrets like this complex network of trenches and tunnels, which was only recently cleared of dense bushland. It was never before accessible, and yet It paints such an important picture about how the Australians operated and survived here.
And those who didn't make it home are never forgotten. Leading aircraftsman Robert Scott today laying a handmade plaque and poppy at the grave of his great-great-uncle, Private Thomas Haylock.
It's just to say thanks, just to leave a bit of Aussie back for him.
In Gallipoli, Amelia Adams, NBN News.
It was a freak attack, the venom equivalent to being bitten by a brown snake, and it nearly cost a little girl her life. 7-year-old Evie Clark was playing in a reserve when she fell into a wasp nest and was stung hundreds of times.
Evie Clark still covered head to toe in puncture marks.
They're not very sore, but they're kind of itchy.
A remarkable recovery from this 2 weeks ago. 300 wasp stings. Evie was playing in bushland at Braidwood near Canberra on the sidelines of her brother's soccer training when she felt the first sharp sting.
I fell over and then about 5 seconds later more came and then my whole body was swarmed by them.
Barely conscious and unable to see, the little girl was bundled into a car with her dad and rushed to hospital.
Her dad said he was just trying to kill them all while he was waiting.
Nurses are thinking quick.
They grabbed a vacuum cleaner and started sucking the wasps out of my hair.
Basically, she'd been poisoned with the wasp venom, and so it was basically keeping her really hydrated to stop her kidneys and her liver getting damaged.
Evie was airlifted to Canberra, where she spent 4 days in recovery.
We can't thank the doctors enough. They made all the right calls in the situation, and she's come through it.
With one heck of a school holiday story to tell. Liz Daniels, NBN News.
To breaking news, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has arrived in Russia ahead of his meeting with Vladimir Putin. The young leader will hold talks with the Russian president tomorrow as he attempts to project himself as a serious world player. It follows a failed meeting between Kim and US President Donald Trump. The latest inflation figures are out, and the below-target performance means interest rate cuts are now virtually assured. And that forecast has helped the stock market to an 11-year high. Finance editor Ross Greenwood has the details.
Zero, nada, zilch. That's exactly what consumer prices or inflation did in the past 3 months. Annual inflation is 1.3%. That's way below the Reserve Bank's target of 2%. Falling in the past year, the cost of insurance, recreation, communications gear, transport, furniture, clothing and footwear. The biggest price rises were for health and education. And that low inflation rate is why interest rate cuts now are virtually assured. Labour leader Bill Shorten, well, he read the signs and called for higher wages.
This is an economy running on empty. It shows you that people have stopped spending money. And do you know why they've stopped spending money? Because wages aren't moving.
Not surprisingly, Prime Minister Scott Morrison, well, he read it differently.
We're up 1.3 over the course of the year. That's something I know the Reserve Bank will keep looking at. They'll also keep looking at what we're seeing in terms of employment growth.
But while consumer prices are flat, share prices soared. The forecast of lower rates boosted the ASX to an 11-year high. It followed the US market on Wall Street rising to an all-time record high overnight. Here, the banks led the way, but also strong are energy companies, riding a 55% increase in oil prices in just the past 5 months. So petrol is the one price rise you might have to allow for in the months ahead.
Ross Greenwood reporting there. Taking a closer look at the numbers on the share market, and the Commonwealth Bank rose by almost $1, while Westpac added 42 cents. Macquarie Group also ended in positive territory after announcing it will launch a mobile telco business. To commodities, and gold is trading higher, oil is down, and the Aussie dollar is down against the majors. It's buying 70.36 US cents. An Australian schoolboy is turning trash into treasure by transforming plastic water bottles into recycled sunglasses. The 8-year-old came up with the idea after learning about waste and the environment at school.
Picking up plastic bottles started as a hobby for Harry Robinson, but the 8-year-old from Rozelle is on his way to turning it into an empire.
I was learning about all the plastic waste problem, and I didn't like it, so I told Daddy what we could do about it.
With the help of Dad Nick and younger brother Archie, they came up with good citizens at the dinner table, turning plastic waste into sunglasses.
I remember it. We had spaghetti bolognese. We sat down, we got a piece of paper, and we wrote the business plan. And we kind of researched it and realised that no one's really doing it, and we were kind of blown away.
Each pair is made from one single-use plastic bottle. The frame, arms, even the hinge is made from 100% recycled plastic. Only the lenses are new. To get the business off the ground, they set up a campaign on crowdfunding site Kickstarter, and within 6 minutes of it going live, reached their goal of $20,000.
This is just a prototype, but the real thing goes into production here in Sydney in 6 weeks' time. They've already sold nearly 700 pairs worldwide, with the first deliveries coming in September. High five!
Good Citizens has also teamed up with a non-government organisation committed to pulling 45 plastic bottles from the ocean for every pair of sunnies sold.
It's about building a community of people that kind of share a common goal to untrash the planet.
It feels good to be helping it and making a difference.
Kate Creedon, NBN News.
A tremor on another planet has been detected for the first time. NASA's InSight probe has recorded 3 distinct sounds on the red planet: wind, noise, its own robotic arm taking pictures of the so-called Marsquake. Scientists believe cooling is causing the planet's crust to crack, triggering the quake. It's been a long 12 months for Marvel movie fans, with the last Avengers film finishing on the mother of all cliffhangers. But today, that agonising wait for a conclusion ended, as Avengers Endgame opened across the country, a film tipped to gross higher than Avatar.
As the Avengers assembled, so too did die-hard fans across Australia.
I was meant to work today, but I had tickets booked. Hardest decisions require the strongest wills.
At Reading Cinemas Charlestown, they lined up early for its first screening of Avengers Endgame, the highly anticipated follow-up to the 4th highest-grossing movie of all time, and the conclusion of a tale more than 20 films in the making.
What type of fans are Marvel fans?
The biggest I've ever seen. We have films every week coming through, but the ones that return for the Marvel films all the time are like none other.
It was breakfast at the Candy Bar, fans suitably dressed for the final showdown. Most sessions sold out online 4 weeks ago.
We bought them like the minute we could.
The whole row.
Yeah, we bought a row the day the tickets came out.
Reading Cinema Charlestown will show the movie 23 times in the first 14 hours of its release. Across the weekend, there'll be a whopping 120 screenings, and 90% of seats are already sold out. Behind the scenes, the film's been kept under lock and key.
They send us the hard drive here, which is then loaded onto all the projectors, but this won't play until the first session, so it's encrypted, so we have to wait for a password to go to play it at all.
Back downstairs, people shared a drink with their favourite characters, in cocktail form, or just emulated them.
Be honest, are you just here to swoon over Chris Hemsworth?
Oh my god, yes! I love that man! Is he here? Oh, please tell me he's here!
Do you think it's going to live up to expectation?
I think it'll be hard not to. Definitely the movie of the year, I reckon.
We'll see you when it finishes.
As the lights dimmed, the cheering began as the audience settled in for the 3-hour blockbuster. And the verdict?
Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up.
It was one of the best things that I've ever watched.
Amazing. So good.
Just don't spoil it. Please don't spoil it.
Georgia Ma, NBN News.